new features and capabilities of the flight control system version 9. I am Mattias Gualtieri, account manager in the Customer Relationship Group Department at Navigation-Grupo ESIA. And today, together with my colleague Julio, we're going to guide you to the discovery of the latest novelties for the latest version of our flight control system. We're going to wait for some minutes before starting with the webinar, just to give the chance to all the people registered to the webinar to join us. In the meantime, I would like to anticipate that, of course, at the end of the presentation, we're going to have some times for your questions, any curiosity or doubts you might have regarding the presentation, the product, the services, and the company itself. And if we don't have enough time to answer you back during this live meeting, we can answer you back by email or by another conference call that you can schedule with us using the contact@uavinavigation.com. Also, this webinar is being recorded. And at the end of the live meeting, we're going to share with you the recorded webinar plus the presentation itself to give you the chance to go through the details after the meeting. Okay, I think that we can start. So let's start with the content of the webinar. First of all, as probably most of you already know, UAV navigation is a reference in the UAV market as a provider of guidance, navigation, and control solutions for UAS in the NATO category first and second. That means that the maximum takeoff weight we usually work with is between 10 up to 600 kilograms. UAV navigation has accumulated more than almost 20 years of experience so far. We have sold more than 4,000 systems, and our autopilots have flown for more than 100,000 flight hours. We have customers all around the world. Most of our sales, in fact, are international. And the company is constantly reinvesting in the research and development to ensure to our customers the provision of cutting-edge technologies that are fundamental to give a clear answer to the new challenges that the UAV market is demanding for. We provide different series of product. We can mention, of course, these vector series that basically are the autopilots, the ground control station hardware and software, as well as the complete attitude heading reference system that we provide standalone or directly integrated with the vector itself. Together with these products that are suitable for aerial targets, fixed wing, VTOL, rotary wings, and USV solutions, we provide additional tools to, for example, enhance the navigation performance, such as the visual navigation system, the dual GNSS compass, the external magnetometer, and so on, as well as development tools that can be also used for advanced trainings, such as the simulations, and also tools that gives much more flexibility of our system for those customers that want to implement by themselves new functionalities oriented to the missions, such as the mission control computer or software development kits for the ground control station software that is Visionaire. So the webinar is split into 4 main sections. First, I'm going to spend some minutes talking about the main reason why we dedicated so much effort in releasing the new version of the software and the new hardware we have worked on. After that, I'm going to ask to Julio, that is the technical expert, to go into the details of the version 9 novelties. After that, we're going to explain you better how you can get the version 9, and finally give you some time for questions. And of course, I really recommend you to stay tuned, because at the end of the webinar, we're going to announce a special bonus for those people that have been attending the entire webinar. and I think it's going to be very interesting. So just stay with us till the end. So let's focus on the new challenges that we have detected as a reference in the market, and have been translated into special requirements that finally we have transformed in new products and new functionalities to give a clear answer to the needs of our customers. First of all, I would really like to mention the Maritime operation. This probably sounds very familiar to most of you. There's a strong interest from the market, from the end user, both in civil and military market, about the capabilities to operate in coordination with the ships, or even take off and land from ship decks. Also, there's an increasing demand in advanced operation where multi-UAVs and multi-GCSs have to coordinate between themselves. And it's very important to have a system that allows the operator to be coordinated with high standards of safety, and at the same time that is going to be easy for them to coordinate using the technology. Related with the multi-UAV market, and also about special requirements that are coming from the coordination with the rest of the air traffic, it's important to have capabilities that address not just the 3D trajectory planning by the definition of waypoints through coordinates, but it's also very important to give the chance to the operator to configure the timing at which a UAV has to reach a specific point, or the delay for the time separation between two consecutive UAVs. From the military market, mainly, we have another important strategic request. That is the ability of the system to rely on different sources for its navigation, because it's pretty common that in the military world, the system can be jammed or spoofed. So it's very important to have a system that is able to have redundant sources to solve this issue. I cannot forget about mentioning the sense and avoidance capabilities, above all for beyond visual line of sight operations, in which we have to guarantee to the authorities that the system is able to avoid dangerous situation. For example, by avoiding no-flight zones that have been previously programmed. And finally, the last but not the least, there's a strong interest right now from the market about the novelties that the authorities, in the case of Europe, EASA, regarding the level of certification that the system has to fulfill. So the answer to all these challenges is definitely the version 9. And now I'm going to ask my colleague Julio to explain you why the version 9 is the answer.
Thank you, Matias. Thank you, everyone, for attending this webinar. My name is Julio Memba, and I am the After Sales Manager responsible for the technical support and training of our customers. But also, I've been a user of UAV navigation products for many years, and that helped me to understand your needs and also to share that needs with the software department. So we are continuously improving our solutions. Matias just mentioned Maritime Operations, and that's one of let me introduce you to one of the main products that has helped us to get there. That's the GHU 100. The GHU 100 is the natural evolution of the GCS 03. Is a product that has been designed to fulfill our customers' needs in terms of robustness and flexibility. Is basically a ground hub unit that is going to allow you to do complex operations, and also it's going to give you a high level of independence from the ground control station computer. So what are the main differences between the GCS 03 and the GHU? Well, now the GHU includes a real-time operation system that is going to increase the safety of the operations, as we are not going to need third-party software. Also, the software version is now upgradable. So it means that you can basically integrate any device that you want. You're just going to need a driver for it. Also, the range of available port is one of the key elements of the GA2. Now we're going to have 10 Ethernet sockets, 5 serial ports, 12 discrete general purpose input outputs, and a CAN bus port. That is going to give you a lot of flexibility that is going to allow you to build complex ground control stations. Also, the GNSS receiver module has been upgraded, now allowing a multi-constellation setup. And also, now you can integrate an RTK solution directly to the GA2. So, for example, you could use our dual GNSS compass on a vessel operation and have a real-time indication of your heading. Also, multiple joysticks are now supported. So, for example, in a maritime operation that you may need to have more than one pilot, you could have one pilot at the front of the ship and another one at the deck, for example. Also, PPM is now supported, as well as cut off the shell joysticks. So, if we wanna talk about robustness and flexibility, we need we have increased the flexibility with a multiple input sources. So right now, for example, you can have in your GHU, you can integrate different physical buttons or switches or even lights, and define different tasks to each one of them. And with all this flexibility, also there are some challenges. I mean, we need to be able to handle all of these different messages and with all these different elements. So we have a high priority based hierarchy system that is going to ensure that every of the different actors has a unique ID. And if we are talking about robustness, we also need to move all the safety and critical GCS functions directly to the real-time operation system that I just mentioned before. And okay, so GHU 100, we say that we have improved Maritime's operation. How? Okay, let me start by telling you that the GHU has been designed according to the IP66 specification, but also the autonomous landing, it has been improved. Now the system has the capability to analyze the different wave patterns and adapt the landing for that. And obviously, if we are talking about Maritime's operations, we are talking about reference flight. So now the reference flight is within the GHU, and you don't need the ground control station computer. So as I said before, now you will have more independence. And and as we are talking about reference flight, we want to increase the different options. So as you can see on the video, now we are allowed many more features with the references. So for example, in this case, we can choose a follow target feature, like in the one in the video. And in this case, I choose to follow that target, the pink aircraft that you can see, at a distance of 15 seconds. So that's a really useful feature that many of our customers were asking for. And also, one of the needs of the market is multi-UAVs operation, but also multi-UAVs operations bring us different challenges. One of them is to be able to handle all that information. So now we have redefined the alarms panel. Now the alarm panel is going to be able to give you clear, organized, and efficient display of all the different UAVs on the operation, as well as optimize a multi-UAV visualization. Now we are going to have a network panel that is going to let the operator know all the different elements on the network to give him a clear situational awareness of all the devices. And also, the telemetry has been refined to be able to handle all these different actors. And for example, right now you can command any UAV on the network with a single joystick. So in the image that you see from any of the joystick that you can see on the pictures, you could get manual control of any of the UAVs. And if we are talking about multi UAVs operations, we have to talk about the handover. The handover uh, is going to be safer, as it's going to be, you are not going to lose communication at any time. It's going to be constant communication. So this is going to give you a standard range of operations. And also now the different packages, the dam, the joystick, the gamepad messages, now they are automatically coordinated. So they are not sent in broadcast, but they are going to send to the intended destination. Traffic reporting as well has been improved now, as is a market demand to be able to operate with different traffic, not only unmanned but also manned traffic. So now we're going to have real-time position updates, and the pictures. We also are going to have different threat levels to let the operator know how risk or how close is your UAV from another aircraft. As you can see, you're going to have different red if it's the high threat, yellow or blue. Also, with all these different elements, multi UAVs, multi GCS, we need to be able to have a really good coordination, and we can do that with the 4D trajectory navigation. So with that this kind of navigation, we are going to be able to choose the precise arrival time at a specific location or a specific waypoint, so we can do quick and easy complex missions really easy. As you can see on the video, we can choose any waypoint and tell the system to get there at a specific time. Actually, we're going to have two different options. We can set at UTC time, or we can just add an offset, like for example, get to this waypoint in 10 minutes. Okay. And sense and avoid capabilities is also one of the market requirements. Now we are able not only to detect no-fly zones, but also to automatically do mission replanning. So as you can see on the video right now, as the system is going to be able, before entering no-fly zone, is going to be able to detect and to avoid that no-fly zone, looking for a new way to get to the following waypoint, as you can see on the video. Also, we are supporting different transponder, ADS-B, input output, and also we are supported visual based obstacle detection peripherals. And finally, the GNS deny operations. Well, is one of the most demanding things nowadays. Is we all know that there is increased need on the market for this kind of operation, and we have been developing a product for the last 3 years that is going to help us to solve that problem. It's going to give us outstanding direct recording navigation performance. This product is the visual navigation system that basically is a small device that is going to use two different techniques to close the error during that recording navigation. It's going to use a pattern recognition and a visual odometry technique. But let me give you some numbers here of the market. Usually, as you probably know, on the market, the standard iHearts on the market is going to give you some numbers around 100 meters per 100 meters of error per minute. So actually, our solution, the Vector 600, is gonna reduce that number to as low as 35 meters per minute. And now with the visual navigation system, we are gonna be able there is two different options. Option one, that we are flying in an area that we never flew before. So in that case, the visual odometry is going to reduce the error to less than 10 meters per minute. I think that's impressive. But if in that area you were before, you were previously flown that area, then the pattern recognition is going to come into play, and basically the error is going to be reduced to zero. There is not going to be any drift. So let me give you an example. This is a real fly operation that we did with the visual navigation system. On the right side, you see the different images that the visual navigation is taking. So creating its own map, as you can see with the different squares. And basically, when the GNS is not available, it's going to use that map to know exactly where it is.
Thank you very much, Julio, for these details. I think that people got excited about the new version of the software as me, and probably they are asking themselves how they can get this performance integrated in their system. So for the vector users, for those people that are already using the vector, it's going to be very easy. In 3 simple steps, you can get this upgrade. First, you should send us the information regarding the serial number of the vector that you are using right now. And after confirming the order, you will be able to download the files directly from the restricted areas that we have created for you in the support center. And after that, thanks to our support plus the documentation we have prepared, you will be able in very short time to fly in version 9 with the performance that Julio just presented to you. For new customer, it's even easier because the system we're going to provide are already integrated with the version 9. So by default, you're going to receive all the performance that we have just mentioned. And in that case, the steps are pretty easy. You have to provide us the technical details regarding your system. After that, we're going to make a technical analysis of your special requirements, provide you a complete project statement of work, and provide to you a turnkey solution. And in a few months, we will be able to integrate the system, make in-flight testing, train your team, and you will be able to start flying with the performance that we mentioned. You can request this information to contact@uavnavigation.com. And don't worry, I haven't forget about the bonus. The surprise for you is that for everyone that has attended this webinar, we will provide a 50% discount on the refresh course at version 9 if you apply for it before the May 31st, 2023. And now I think we can give a little bit of space to you and read your questions and try to answer them live. So I see here some questions. Manuel is asking about which are the operational limitations of the visual navigation system. I think, Julio, this is a question for you, since you are the experts in the visual navigation system we are providing to our customers.
Okay, so basically we are going to have some limitations based on the visual navigation system. It includes a camera, and this camera needs to be able to see the ground. So one limitation is that we need to operate in daylight. Second limitation is that we need to operate. We cannot have clouds below the VNS. And also another limitation will be as we need to get information over the ground. We cannot really operate on sea environments. So over the sea, there is not enough information from the VNS.
Yeah, thank you very much. Even if we consider the limitation, we can definitely say that this is a huge improvement in the capabilities of a UAV system that during a vast majority of the operational case will be able to fly without the GNSS. So it's a stunning functionalities we can provide to our customers. I'm going to read another questions from Ans asking about multi-UAV. So again, this is a question for you, Julio. And Ans says, considering a multi-UAV operation, what happens in case multiple operators send commands to the same UAV simultaneously? Is there any automatic protection? Oof, this is a pretty interesting question. I think it's fundamental to be considered.
Well, it's similar to I already mentioned on my presentation. We have that situation is completely covered. Is the system is going to detect if there are several commands, the same command is being sent, and as the system has, as I said, IoT system is going to, every different actor, they are going to have a unique ID. So it's that is covered, and only one of the different elements is going to be able to reach its final destination.
Great, thank you very much. We're going to have another question from Pete. Pete, say hello. Hello, Pete. Yeah, you say that we mentioned the sail operation before, which is the maximum sail level achieved by the Vector 600. Are you planning on achieving higher sail operations? Oh yeah, that is a very vast. It's a question that requires a very extensive answer. I will try to summarize. So first of all, when we're talking about sail or anything related with certification, we never refer just to the autopilot, but always to the complete system. That means our autopilot, our flight control system in its wall, plus the rest of the systems that are inside the platform and the platform itself. So basically, we as a providers of the GNC solution, we should be able to provide you all the documentation that the authorities are going to request you for showing them that the system is robust enough to answer a specific level of risk. So what we did so far we have supported some of our customers, such as Primoco from Czech Republic, to get the sail to approval. And in fact, during 2022, they got also the first LUC, the Light UAS certificate in Germany. And right now they are working also on the STANAG 4703 certification, and our responsibility is to provide them the data pack necessary to provide these evidences and help our customers to prove the capability of the system to the authorities. Which are our plans for the future? We are in a stage right now at which the EASA is trying to define clearly the requirements for the Sail 3 and Sail 4. We have very clear in mind which are the new challenges that we expect for these levels, but we are still expecting. We are still waiting for the official position of the authorities. What is clear to us as a strategy is that the Sail 3 and Sail 4 is a clear request from the kind of customers we have. So we are committed to provide all the support necessary to achieve Sail 3 and Sail 4. Yeah, we have more questions. That is great. Angel is asking in Spanish. I'm gonna switch to Spanish, and after that translate in English. Angel is asking ¿qué peso máximo y tipo de plataformas puede controlar el autopiloto? That in English is which is the maximum takeoff weight that our system is able to handle. Maybe you can explain. I know that it's a mix of a technical and strategic decision from our company. So maybe you can give some other details.
Okay, I'm going to answer first in Spanish. It's a easy question. Nuestro autopiloto puede controlar hasta básicamente clase 1 y clase 2 hasta 600 kilos.
Sí, hemos hecho también proyectos de plataformas más grandes, pero realmente sí, nuestra estrategia como empresa es enfocarnos en plataformas que están en el rango de peso que acaba de mencionar Julio. So just for the English speaker audience, basically we are focused on providing GNC solutions for category 1 and 2 accordingly to the definition of NATO. That means between 10 up to 600 kilograms. That doesn't mean that we're not able to fly even bigger platform. In fact, we did in the past, but let's say strategically speaking, we focus on these two categories. Okay, Alberto is saying, thanks, could the operator connect a button switch to the GHU 100 and map it to a standard or custom commanded for the autopilot, such as switch it to assistant manual, flight mode, open parachute, or engine kill?
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Actually, you can do it. You can, as I said before, you can have your GHU. You can add many different elements to make a complex ground control station. So, for example, let's say like you have a bottom panels, and you add that bottom panel to the GHU, okay? And you are on a multi-UAV configuration, and you are operating, and there are many different UAVs on the air. You can define a specific action on a button, not for your, let's say, your UAV, but for a specific UAV on the network. And that action is just going to apply to that aircraft, not to the other ones. Okay, yeah. I think that answered your question.
And I think it's very interesting to remember that the system is already designed to answer these kind of requirements. So for the customer, for those that are going to be responsible for the integration and the configuration of the system, it's going to be very, very easy to get this configuration. It's just a matter of going to a panel and change a few elements in a drop-down list. So no major issues. Yeah, we have another question from Robert. Hello, Robert. Can we have a copy of this webinar, please? Yes, of course. You're going to have the webinar recorded directly in YouTube. We're going to send you by email the link to the YouTube video. And besides that, we're going to send you by email to the contact that you have provided when you registered. We're going to send you a copy of the presentation so you can have a look at the videos more in details. So I don't see any other questions so far. Of course, you can address any question and ask for a private video conference by email. And thank you very much for attending the webinar.
Thank you, everyone.
And wish you a very pleasant day or night or whatever, depending on the part of the world you're coming from. Bye-bye.
Bye.